Rusty Quill presents.
Push the Roll with Ross Bryant is an Ain't Slayed Nobody production and is intended for mature listeners only. Check the show notes for content warnings and please listen with care. Want to get involved? Back us on Patreon at Ain't Slayed Nobody and submit your ideas for our improvised games. Your suggestion just might inspire our next Call of Cthulhu adventure. Join today at patreon.com/ain'tslayed. If you're listening to this podcast, chances are that you like stories that are a little bit spooky, a little bit eerie, a little bit, dare I say, eldritch. The twisted minds over at Chaosium, the people that make the game we play on this show, Call of Cthulhu, are partnering with us to offer our listeners a special coupon code, PUSH15, for 15% off any Call of Cthulhu product, so that you can tell these kinds of stories with your friends. If you're new to the game, maybe check out the starter set or one of the classic scenario collections like No Time to Scream or Mansions of Madness. And if you're a longtime Cthulhu player whose sanity has been worn down to a nub by prolonged exposure to the cosmic forces of the mythos, maybe check out new releases like Cthulhu by Gaslight or The Sutra of Pale Leaves, which takes Cthulhu to 1980s Japan. Just go to chaosium.com and use our coupon code for Push the Roll, PUSH15. That's PUSH15. Wow, live and direct in the booth with Virginia, Scott, Paula, Cup. We're about to play some Call of Cthulhu. What is more Lovecraftian than a fear of the unknown, the unexpected? Well, what could be more unknown than what is about to happen now? We know nothing about the session that we are about to do. We're going to come up with a scenario on the fly and improvise through it. So I'm excited and a little bit terrified. Let's see what happens. Cup, let it rip. What is the title for today's improvised game?
All right, so what we've done is we've taken the Patreon backer suggestions and loaded them all into a random table and rolled against that to select the title, trying to live up to the show name where we talk about rolling dice. So today's Push the Roll title comes from Dusty D on patreon.com/ain'tslayed, and it is The Obverse of the Mirror.
Ooh.
The Obverse of the Mirror.
The cosmos is a cyclopean infinity of chaos. Infinite branching paths stretching off to vistas in the distance that will drive the mind mad. Shall we shrink in the face of all this? Or will we climb aboard the chaos and ride it to the end, letting chance guide the way? This is Push the Roll. We're rolling dice against your Patreon suggestions to create improvised Call of Cthulhu adventures in real time, with themes of eldritch horror, the weird, the transhuman, the transmundane, the cyberpunk, the splatterpunk, the anything punk. We don't know until we roll. Anytime, any place, anything can happen when you push the roll. Yeah, obverse, reverse, that's like back and forth. I feel like coin collectors are the ones who are always talking about reverse, obverse. That's like the highfalutin way of saying heads and tails.
Yes, exactly.
Y'all know me. Obverse is this sort of like a oldie-timey sort of way of describing things. The mirror makes me think of reflections, makes me think of someone who is always looking at themselves in the mirror. Obverse is always evocative of olden times. Cthulhu is usually set in the 20s, but let's go back even further.
Ooh.
A vain sort. The mirror. This is making me think of someone who is obsessed with beauty. Let's imagine that the obverse of the mirror is an untold tale by a writer like Oscar Wilde.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Nice.
This is one that never made it into the collections that you maybe read in high school or middle school.
Maybe for a good reason.
Perhaps. Yes. So we're in Victorian England. Let's start to come up with some characters. We've got our players here all have sort of pre-gen sheets just ready to be kind of colored in and tweaked to accommodate the setting. So let's think of that world of Lady Windermere's fan and the importance of being earnest and the picture of Dorian Gray especially. A world of aesthetes, loche aristocrats, class-obsessed dowagers,
Yes.
young women on the make, or perhaps ready to have their virtue stripped from them and to fall from the heights of their perch in society. Maybe there's the little dash of Arthur Conan Doyle in these people as well to give them some oomph to their investigatory spirit.
Our sheets are very non-Victorian, but hopefully they're generic enough that we can make these adaptations.
I think mine will work.
Good.
Especially in terms of like the aesthetic sense that we're kind of conjuring up. Yeah. I'll just throw this out there. One of my favorite little things in history that I ever read about was this French group of artist occultists called the Society of the Rose and Cross.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They were a group of artists that were meeting sort of under the mentorship of this guy whose last name was Pelledin. And like modernist musicians were involved in this group, like early symbolists were involved in this group, sort of people who maybe would have been in line with a sort of Wildian vibe. But these are people for whom beauty and the sublime is allowing you to sort of commune with supernatural forces. Perhaps you're these sorts of folks. You like Wagner a lot, a little too much.
Well, I have a thought about my character, if it's all right to dive in here.
Yes, please.
So I have this pregen that is an athlete. And so I think perhaps Anna, is my name. And, I'm very good at croquet. I've just found that I'm quite talented, and very rich people often gather to play croquet. And so going and being a part of these competitions, I win often, so I get invited to the next one. But while I'm there, there's always something strange that seems to happen, and I have a knack for figuring out what it is and discovering that it wasn't the maid who stole that silverware. It was actually Lord Joseph who took it, because rich people get bored and sometimes they become kleptomaniacs.
Great. Do you have a last name, Anna, do you think?
I was trying to think of one. So the first one I thought of was St. Clair, and I was like, that is literally the last name I use for like every Call of Cthulhu game, so it can't be St. Clair.
Perhaps she's related to your other characters. Who knows?
Oh, she's a previous generation.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine. That's it. Anna St. Clair.
Love it. So Anna St. Clair is a croquet prodigy come
I love that.
detective.
She's got real good guns,
This is the most BritBox-esque BritBox-esque character I've ever heard of. Like a woman who goes to wealthy country houses to play croquet and solves a mystery at every one.
Yes,
fantastic.
Call me Miss Marple.
How old do you think Anna St. Clair is, roughly?
Oh, she's getting to the age where she probably should have gotten married, but she hasn't yet. So, like 24.
Right. She's nearly a spinster.
She's about to be an old maid, yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like everybody with your characters, just since we're like evoking these ideas, pay attention to that stat at the top of your sheet, appearance. What is your appearance, Anna St. Clair?
So the actual stat is a 60. So it's not like incredible, but it's not like bad.
Yeah. Yes, a thoroughly presentable lady of a certain age.
Because of her athleticism, perhaps her build is a little less femme than would have been expected of this time period for a eligible match. She's a bit more muscular and flat, maybe, than would be considered desirable. And maybe just like kind of weirdly tall. Her long arms help her with the croquet,
Yes, her height, her brawn, unobscured by the rather architectural clothing of the era, still makes people double take every now and then. Although there are some people who find such androgyny rather alluring. Someone else have a character that's coming into focus for them? We've got Anna St. Clair, croquet detective.
I'm starting to get some ideas looking at this. Yeah. So of the sheets that I got, the one that's popping at me now is the occult shop owner, because I feel like that'll be really fun. Her name is Clair Windby, and she is 45. She's a widow with no intention of remarrying. Her appearance is 75, so I'm picturing that she's quite attractive. In the traits, it says she's very tall. She runs the shop, but she also goes on like adventures to procure items for the shop. And so that means a little bit of adventuring. So maybe she's a little bit buff. She's a little bit strong, not quite athletic, not like Anne St. Clair, but she's tough.
Excellent. I love it. Claire Windby, a cult shop owner, a place where one can go to buy all manner of curious things. I think of this same general era. There's a Théophile Gautier story called The Mummy's Foot about an aesthete who purchases a mummy's foot at a store rather like Claire Windby's and with creepy consequences. Okay, awesome. We've got Claire Windby, an occult shop owner. I'd love you to think of what the name of that shop might be.
Yes.
She's 45, a widow, alas, but she's rather stunningly attractive, turning heads on the high street.
It was Claire Windby, is that right?
Windby, yes.
How would I spell Windby if I was to not know?
Windby.
Okay. Oh, that's what I guessed. Wonderful. Okay.
You did know.
Nice.
Good. I think that Scott is going to identify this cop-out immediately, but I am picturing an American Pinkerton agent gone rogue.
Nice.
Great.
Maybe chased a lead overseas. He was working with a widow back home, and her husband was last seen in London, maybe at Oscar Wilde's salon, depending on what year we're in specifically. So he's following that lead. Archetypal, he's wearing a trench coat. He has kind of a subtle Southern drawl, and maybe he's carrying a copy of Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass with him everywhere he goes. Everything he does just screams American in London.
Great. But he's a fan of Whitman. He's an aesthete of his own sort, a more
That's true. True.
A new world aesthetic. Love it.
Exactly.
And it also gives you, you don't have to be Knight of 1,000 accents like the rest of us.
Yeah, I already feel like I need to apologize to Scott and any other
He's heard the worst. Don't worry.
listeners for...
I've been playing with Cup for long enough that the bar has been set.
It's so low. You actually can't go below it even if you try. And most importantly, I didn't mention this, but I have a gun.
Oh,
that is important.
Oh, great. Cool. What is your character's name, would you say?
I was thinking Silas Watson.
Ooh, that is a perfect Call of Cthulhu name.
Great. Mr. Watson. What is your appearance?
He's kind of tall and austere, graying at the temples. I'm looking at myself. Graying at the temples. And he's not terribly imposing, but, a little above average in height. My app score's 70, so I guess he's pretty stunningly handsome.
Wow. A silver fox, or a silver ring fox.
He's an angular fellow, let's say that.
Yeah, striking contours. Okay, angular fellow.
Oh, and I think he's probably about 38 years old, or precisely 38 years old. Why not?
Okay, cool. Scott, anything coming into focus for you now that we have Anna St. Clair, croquet mallet slung over her shoulder,
yes.
Dusting some odd totem from who knows where, Claire Windby, and packing heat into society gatherings, Silas Watson.
Well, with all this talk of louche aesthetes, I was thinking of an Aubrey Beardsley type, a young man would-be artist with an interest in the decadent movement who is trying to move into publishing, who is trying to start up his own publication and is seeking out the outre in both the written word and in the artistic world so that he can put it on the page and shock the British establishment to its foundations.
yes.
Wonderful. I love that. An Aubrey Beardsley type. Fantastic.
What's the name, Scott, so I can update it?
Oh, sorry, Jasper Bastian.
Oh, love
Everyone's
it.
got great names.
These names rock.
I have just Googled Aubrey Beardsley. I'm in. I'm buckled up. I'm there for it.
Yeah, the artwork is some of the best, some of my favorite,
Yeah.
just like instantly identifiable.
Yes.
Could have come from no one else's hand. And if you can find a picture of Aubrey Beardsley himself, he has a look.
Yes, he does.
It's the first thing that popped up was his face. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in for this. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
That's exactly how I'm picturing Jasper now.
Speaking of which, my appearance is... I've grabbed a pre-gen that I had for a different game, and my appearance is 70, so we are a good-looking bunch.
We are!
My goodness. Oh, it's so strange to be... I'm the least attractive of the group, but that's all right. I guess I'm good-looking, but used to be not as beautiful as everyone else in the room.
We're built for television.
We are. Too bad it's a radio play. Yeah.
Yes, this just means you have to auditorially evoke your how stunning you all are. Fantastic.
So we are all in a group. We all already know each other.
I think this is an interesting place to go, and where I was thinking also, like, think of the reason that you four know each other and perhaps have collaborated in the past.
Perhaps with at least one of you. I've kind of gone freelance. I like it in London, and I want to stay here, so I'm looking for little jobs to pursue. Either working with Clair, the occult bookshop owner, on a case, or maybe there was a big incident at the croquet field, and we had to investigate, right? Something like that. Some kind of investigation brought us together. I like to think, just because I think it'll annoy Scott, that Jasper was the only Londoner who took to Silas, so he kind of likes him, right? And so now he's latched on.
Sure.
I feel like I, too, would have a connection with Jasper just because he's a writer, correct?
An artist and publisher. I mean, he dabbles in writing, but his main love is art.
So an artist probably does research into things and might hear about things, and I might want a lead on something, and I hear you've done some research for a project or something, reach out to you time and time again.
And also, it sounds like you've all been involved with unsavory matters to some extent. And
definitely.
This appeals greatly to Jasper. You have all delved into the darker corners of London, and he's here for that. He's here for that.
Yes. Love that. You're all sort of intrigued by the darkness, by the strange, by the unsavory, that the perfect porcelain sheen of Victorian culture hides just beneath its thin surface. Let's throw you all into it. You're all in a sitting room lit by large candelabras, silver candelabras that taper off into like beautiful cupids dancing, clutching big handfuls of grapes and seashells on shining lacquered tables, overstuffed couches burst at the seams, oriental carpets on the floor. The air is heavy with incense from some unseen source. People mill about in the rather dark room. Ladies hold fans in front of their faces so that you can just see their eyes blinking at you over the tip. Gentlemen in extremely manicured mustaches move around the room, smoking perfumed cigarettes. The Pilgrim's Chorus from Tannhäuser is being played on a piano nearby. For such a sublime and reverent piece of music, there is something rather obscenely decadent in how it is being played and filigreed on the piano. As you sit there, the four of you can see light shimmering on the ceiling, and you realize that that's because the host of this evening, Lord Alfred Beerbaum,
Yes.
is sort of holding court with a few ladies at the other end of the room, and waddling across the floor is his pet, a big tortoise with a bunch of jewels set into its shell. There are like rubies and sapphires adhered to the shell of the tortoise, and as it waddles across the room, it throws light on the ceiling like a disco ball.
Yes.
Do you ever wonder how he got those jewels in the shell? It seems wildly impractical.
Maybe it was born that way.
Oh, Jasper, I don't think he was born that way.
I sort of wonder how difficult it might be to get them out.
Well, I've got a pair of pliers right here. I can try.
My. I could create a distraction. I'll spill something. Knock something over with my clumsy long arms, and then you can try and get one of them out. Why not?
And would you really need the world with that little bit of beauty taken away from it.
Oh. Well, that's a good point.
Maybe on the way out, then?
Yeah, on the way out. That sounds like a great idea.
At the end of the party, yes.
Yes.
When everybody's leaving, somebody will cause a distraction, and then we'll just leave.
Perfect.
Excellent.
You give me a wink, and I'll knock something over.
Did I hear you discussing the impracticality of my friend Proteus? This is Lord Alfred Beerbaum, who has walked across the floor to you, has wafted over to you. He is holding a black cigarillo that he takes long drags from every now and then. Yes, Miss St. Clair, I confess that it is most impractical to bejewel the tortoise in such a fashion, but I find that only impracticalities are that which we should put our endeavours to pursuing. It is only the impractical in which one can truly find one's calling. What?
Oh, I mean, yes, it certainly makes life more interesting, doesn't it? Especially, for those such as us who have everything and find ourselves bored so often.
Quite. Boredom is ugly, and ugliness should be repelled with all one's faculties. I myself try to do 7 impractical things before luncheon.
Oh, my.
Jasper is busily writing all of this down in a notebook so he can use it in his next editorial.
He flings himself down in the couch, like between you, perfume wafting off him, a huge Parma violet in his lapel. He kind of takes your hand, Jasper, and is like, I'm looking ever so much to seeing the illustrations that you were telling me of the last time you were here.
Oh, yes, they're coming along. Well, they're coming along painfully, as all great art does, but I think you'll be satisfied with the outcome.
Yes. One always, he says, like stroking your finger, pursues in all things satisfaction.
Always.
What is the theme, Mr. Bastian? What is the theme?
The theme, my dear man, is memento mori.
Ah, yes, exquisite. A meditation on death, then?
Yes, well, more an appreciation of life, because what greater appreciation can one have for life than the knowledge that it must someday end, and that we must wring every last drop of satisfaction we can out of the few precious moments we have.
Ah, Mr. Bastian, I knew you were an artist, but I did not know you were so accomplished a philosopher. Yes. Ah, to suck the juice out of the fruit of life. It is this that the meditation upon death always encourages one to. And the grotesqueries of death only throw the beauties of life into starker relief, like a fine jewel set in a base metal.
Or in a tortoise shell.
Just so.
This actually reminds me of that thing you were saying about boredom, Lord Beerbaum. Why is it you've gathered us here other than the fact that we're wildly attractive?
I can always count on my American friends to slice through pleasantries with a knife of his continental tact.
He often just gets right to it, Just says what he's thinking.
Yes, well, I've gathered you here, of course, for an evening of exquisite music. He gestures across the room to the young man playing piano, his hair tumbling into his face as he vibes out on the keys. And of course, such pleasant and ravishing company. I only converse with beautiful people because I find beauty to be ever so much more intriguing than the conversation itself. The communion of 2 beautiful people is always more striking than the communion of 2 wits or 2 intellects. Not, of course, to say that any of you are anything less than wise and delightful in your conversation, but also because I have an acquisition. I have recently made a purchase that I think all of you should be rather intrigued with. You perhaps especially, Miss Windby. This purchase I made, I only wonder if it hasn't gone through your hands, if you've not heard of it. And
My hands?
Yes. I know that you trade in grotesque antiquities from around the world.
I do.
This would find, I think, pleasant company within the confines of your shop.
Ah, yes, the Eben looking glass, yes.
The Eben looking glass. Quite. He draws on his cigarillo. Ah, most poetic. Sometimes life itself takes on the quality of poetry and begins to rhyme, because it is indeed a looking glass that I greatly wish to show you. And he rises and beckons you all to follow him. You move through the sort of perfumed room with its heavy curtains and elegant young men and women.
And are they all quite beautiful? Is everyone here very attractive?
They are either quite beautiful or, if I can put this somewhat kindly, remarkably grotesque.
Yeah. Very unique and interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Yes, unique.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, so like on your right, you pass a young woman with raven hair and piercing violet eyes that kind of regards you as you walk by, her cheekbones standing out, her hair lacquered to her head. She's stunning. To your left, an older man with one of those mustaches and beards that has like 20 curls coming out of it.
Yes.
Like just a work of hirsute sculpture glued to the front of his face. And both of these sort of nod at you as you go by. Lord Beerbaum takes you into a sort of anteroom, through it, down a hallway, and into a room with sort of oriental wallpaper covering all the walls. There are gold filigree accents, a fine chest of drawers from perhaps China, antiques sitting on it. And there's a broad circular table and a little patch of velvet in the center covering up something. He draws a chair out for Claire and invites everybody to be seated.
Is it?
I'll nudge Bastian in the ribs and ask, say, is this gaudy or tasteful, would you say? I'm still trying to figure things out.
That is one of the most delightfully American things I have ever heard you say, my dear Watson.
Yeah, you look up at the wall as you're like, is this tasteless or not? There's a gilded frame, and the frame is worked with metal flowers all around the frame. And in it is a painting. It's a classical theme, but it looks as though it was painted relatively recently. And it is of a beautiful young, like ivory pale nude young man peering into a body of water. And there's some ripples forming as he touches his own reflection.
I pipe up and I say, "Oh, this is a very fine painting here. Is this Narcissus?"
Ah, Miss Windby, you have a keen eye. Yes, I should think you know your theogony well. And perhaps you have spent your time burning the midnight oil, labouring over your Ovid. Yes, I can see that I'm in the presence of fellow travellers. He looks at you, Bastian. Fellow lovers of beauty. Lovers of Wagner, if I can put it that way. He kind of just continues to stare you up and down.
I think Anna, just to point out that she does have her like croquet mallet with her. She kind of carries it around like a walking stick of sorts, you know? She just always has it. You never know when someone's going to want to play a game. And so she's kind of like, as she's like cataloging everything in the room and that like, okay, that's where that is and that's where that's located and that's where that's placed so that later if something goes missing, she'll be able to notice it. She's also kind of just like always sort of fidgeting with her croquet mallet a little bit. So
I should tell you that you should be rid of that beastly thing if I didn't find it so charmingly incongruous to everything else in my house.
Well, you know, I'm always afraid if I could be vulnerable for a moment, as uncouth as that might be, people might not remember who I am if I don't have this with me. And they're like, oh yes, that's the young woman who's very good at croquet.
Oh, yes.
And if I don't have it with me, they might forget they invited me here.
Oh, wonderful, simply charming, Miss St. Clair. I never aspire to be virtuous. I only aspire to be memorable.
You're certainly succeeding, Lord Beerbaum.
Maybe, Miss St. Clair, you could take some inspiration from Proteus and bejewel your croquet mallet.
Oh, you know, perhaps I should have a decorative one for events, and then one that is actually more useful for actually playing.
You fertility is such a dreary thing.
And Watson looks at Bastian and just mouths, tasteful.
You're getting it now.
When you say that, he reaches across the table and sweeps the little velvet sash off of it, and there is a circular ingot of gold there on the table.
Oh.
It just looks like a golden disc. And he reaches forward and kind of strokes the back of it. Yes. This is my recent acquisition. I wonder, Miss Windby, if you wouldn't mind appraising my little treasure.
Oh, it would be my pleasure. And I've got like a little sachet that I've got, and I pull out like one of those like jeweler lenses so that I could take a look at it. And also because I work in the occult and I'm not an idiot, I also pull out some calfskin gloves because I'm not about to touch this with bare hands.
Okay.
And then I pick it up and I'm going to look at it first before I touch it. And then once I'm satisfied...
What do you mean you haven't played Call of Cthulhu before? Wait. I read it, but I don't say the words out loud.
When I'm satisfied that nothing strange is likely to happen, I'm going to pick it up and start examining it.
Yeah. You touch it with your calfskin gloves. When you put your gloves on, Beer Bomb is just like, charming. And and if you pull it towards you, you can see that there what looked like a featureless golden disc, about let's say like 9 inches in diameter, does have little decorative engravings all across the back. That, of course, is its reverse side. Would you like to turn it over onto its obverse side?
Yes, I would.
You turn this thing that looks rather like an old coin over, and you see that the gold on the back is a setting, as it were, the setting of a jewel. But instead of a large, what would be like a 9-inch across, like agate or ruby or something, is a flat, slick, shimmering, dark, obsidian black stone. It is a golden ring with this like circular black, like gemstone in it. And as you turn it over, it's so dark that it is like extremely reflective. As you turn it over, you can see kind of bulging out from it, somewhat distorted by the curvature of its surface, the room that you're in, with all 5 of your faces sort of looking over into it, as if you were looking into a limpid pool of darkness.
Ooh.
It's almost like looking into an eye. And I sort of lean in closer.
Great. Would you like to do you have appraise or some other, or history or some skill on your sheet there that you might be able to tell us more about what this is? Because, of course, Beer Bomb is like, yes, I wonder if your rather educated eye, Miss Windby, could tell me exactly where this came from. I find it to be a very beautiful thing, and often to know too much about a thing is to find it tiresome, but it does pique one's curiosity.
Well, let me see what I can see. I lean in, and you said appraise or history?
Yeah, but I play kind of fast and loose with this stuff. If there's another skill that you're good at that you could conceivably use to learn something about this object.
Occult?
Occult? Yeah, certainly.
Okay, my occult is 65, so I'm going to roll the D100, and I got 56.
Ooh.
So that is a regular success. You look at this, at the surface of this, and you didn't roll history. You didn't roll appraise. You don't really have a sense of where this is from or when. You don't have a keen sense of its value, except that it must be quite expensive considering the workmanship and the craftsmanship of it. The occult success tells you as you kind of stoop over it that it would be rather difficult to kind of like do one's toilette in this mirror. But this has a purpose. This isn't a mirror to just see yourself. What you realize you're stooping over as you look closer is what occultists like yourself might call a scrying mirror. A scrying mirror is something rather like a crystal ball or anything that you kind of peer into to enter into a spiritual communion with whatever it is that's kind of communicating with you through the mirror.
What do you think of it, Claire? Is it worth quite a lot of money?
Well, in certain circles, this is worth an absolute fortune, I say, setting the mirror down and taking off my little bejeweled eye thing.
Certain circles? Well, I should hope. Discussing prices is very, very tiresome. It was indeed a very, very expensive thing.
Can I ask you where you procured this item?
Oh, yes. I procured it from the house of Jessup and Coke. You know them to be merchants, traders, importers of fine goods, a place where you might go to get a Chinese vase, a tintinnabula from old Greco-Roman times. But if someone wants to give me a roll, you might know more.
I feel like I would, just because I deal in these sorts of things.
Right. These are people in your same line of work, roughly?
Exactly.
While the skilled investigators suss this out, I'll just kind of lean into Lord Beerbaum and say, I don't think it's American, if that helps.
Well, yes, cracking work, Watson. Intelligence, I think, would be the way to go.
Right on. My intelligence is 90. I'm rolling now.
Whoa!
You're smart.
You're one of the smartest people in the world.
I got a 79.
That is a success. Okay, yes. Jessup and Coke are rivals of yours. They are also bringing in things from around the world, from different eras, appraising and moving these things. But you know, with your intelligence roll, that they perhaps are a little less savory than you in your dealings. You've got your people bringing things in, but you know that Jessup and Coke might be amenable to acting as a fence for stolen things.
Okay.
That they have a leg in underworld activity, and that they trade in goods both licit and illicit.
Could I take a look at it? Could I do like a spot hidden and see if it's got any like markings or etchings on it? Is it just purely like gold?
Yeah, please, spot hidden. You're going to have to, of course, like look into it, give it a good inspection.
Do you mind? Could I touch it? And I'll just, without waiting to be given permission, I'll just pick it up and like kind of flip it over and just like examine it.
You might not. Okay, all right.
Oh, I should have put gloves on. So that's a hard success at a 21 under 75.
A hard success. Great. For a spot hidden. Yeah.
For something you've made up just now.
Right. No. This is the story. I'm just recalling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it, both sides. Spot hidden.
Just seems so curious. Maybe there's a marking of who made it or where it's from or something.
Or a secret compartment.
A secret compartment, Jasper. I love that idea.
Oh, yeah, the back swings open. No,
There's a little man inside.
Smoke comes out.
it's like, oh no! Yeah. You look it over, and as I said, yeah, big black disc on one side with set in this gold. On the other, a slick surface of beautiful red gold, you might say, worked with all kinds of little delicate ornamental inscriptions on the back, sort of cut into the rear surface of the gold. As you look at it, your spot hidden shows you that what at first appeared to be just like little decorative markings, it looks like it could be writing. As you look at it, you're like, what is that? It's not quite...
Doesn't seem quite like English letters, I don't think, but it
sure doesn't.
Feels almost like something's written on the back of this, and I'll kind of run my finger like along the etchings.
That was a hard success, yeah?
Yes, it was a hard success.
Okay, it's not English. The alphabet is entirely different. As you trace it with your finger, it's distorted and kind of strangely distended in places to create this ornamental effect. But you realize that you're looking at what might be ancient Greek letters. Your hand traces over what might be a sigma, a bulbous and flowery theta underneath your digit as you probe. And if you turn it around, yeah, you look into that black disc and you see yourself sort of warped on its surface. But of course you're spotting hidden, so you also see the thing that's right behind you.
I turn and look. Is anything behind me?
No, of course not.
I look back into the reflection. Is there something there?
What are you talking about? Of course not.
When I look away and I look back, is it still there?
No.
Strange.
Are you okay?
What's strange about it?
My dear Miss Sinclair, you look like you saw something you didn't like in that mirror. Not an experience I can say I've ever had, but,
I often judge my own appearance when I look into a mirror. I just thought I saw someone else in the room with us. Just here, behind me, behind my shoulder, and I'll gesture. Just over my shoulder, but...
Yeah.
But of course there's nothing there. That's so silly.
Do you want to keep looking into it?
Oh, I don't know, do I?
Oh, I think we absolutely should, yes. This mirror is clearly meant to be used. We could try to determine what it is by reading all that tedious writing on the back, or we could use it the way that it is clearly intended to be used, by gazing into it and seeing what secrets it wants to share with us.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Ooh, secrets. Yes, delightful. Miss Sinclair, you look rather pale.
Yes.
Don't tell me that I've spent an exorbitant amount of money on a forgery.
Oh, no, I don't. I would not know. That would be a Miss Windby's area of expertise. I don't think so. What do you see when you look into it, Lord Beerbohm?
Well, I've only had it for a day or two. I find it to be an agreeably beautiful thing. Rather transfixing thing.
You know, I will look into it again.
Yeah, peer deep into it, why don't you?
Yeah, my mind goes, there's a mystery here, I must solve it, look into it deeply.
Awesome. Make a power roll.
Oh, no.
I realized we didn't roll our luck either, and at some point I'm probably going to want some, so maybe...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, why don't we, at this interval, why don't we all roll our luck? It's 3d6 times 5.
Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, no. Well, I've rolled 5 on the dice, so I guess I have 25 luck points.
Wow, I rolled 70.
I got 65.
Nice.
Oh, no. Well, when you're an athlete, you can't rely on luck. You must rely on skill and training.
Yeah.
On the other hand, union busting is all luck.
God. Yeah. Just, we see a 20-year-old Silas Watson in a West Virginia coal mine cracking the skull of some labor organizer.
Playing characters I hate to the next level.
Yeah.
Mine was 75, just announcing it.
Wow, everybody's quite lucky, except for Anna St. Clair. But let's see how lucky your power roll was.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is this one of those times where you want to fail or you want to succeed? You know, because sometimes you want to fail.
Wow, it seems like you want to know the future.
I do.
That seems like the kind of thing that a scrying mirror might be able to tell you.
You know what? Mm-hmm. So I rolled a 12 under 50, which is 2 points away from an extreme success. So I'm kind of like, do I just spin the 2 luck points and get an extreme success?
Yep.
Everyone says yes. Yeah. So we're doing it. I now have 23 luck points and an extreme success on my power roll.
Wonderful. Okay, yeah. You Beerbohm is like, someone behind you. How grotesque. I certainly have never seen anything of that sort. Perhaps I would. I could do with a bit of company. But as he's saying all that, you're looking into the mirror. And yes, you were spotting hidden. You saw that you saw that thing over your shoulder.
There's something there.
This inchoate figure that was just over your shoulder, but when you looked there, wasn't there. And then you look back and it's still not there. You look back over your shoulder. It's not there. And this exertion of your will to find out what was there, this exertion of your will to know, to see, follows your gaze into the mirror, and that desire and that will sees yourself, and you feel yourself almost fall into it. But you see your face. You see your face. Anna St. Clair, you are somewhat, to be brutally honest. You're a woman of many accomplishments, but your beauty is a, shall we say, acquired taste.
Yes.
And this is your own insecurity talking in your ear right now.
Yes. Most people don't like to look at me. They like to look at what I do.
Never made a suitable marriage match.
No.
In a crowd like the one tonight, you can feel the gaze of the elegant bachelors move over you as over a frictionless surface to light on more attractive beauties near you.
Yes.
Perhaps all the achievements that you've made on the cricket ground are just jewels on the shell of yourself. And you see your face in the mirror, and you see yourself becoming more beautiful. You can see the luster in your eyes grow. You're no longer a haggard 28.
You're 24.
24. It's like 2 years ago. You're in your prime. You see the beautiful face of a young and charming version of Anna St. Clair. It's everything that you could be, everything that you perhaps have desired to be in your most insecure moments alone, when perhaps the loves and desires that the youthful Anna St. Clair had that were never reciprocated in the way that she wanted, wished she could have looked. And she looks just like that, and she's looking back at you with the most radiant smile.
Oh.
This gorgeous, gorgeous smile, her perfect porcelain teeth looking at you. And so it's almost too much to bear, the beauty of this face, and almost distracting that you almost didn't see the croquet mallet in your hand covered in blood and teeth, and the smile in your face as you see the body laid out at your feet, its skull caved in and crushed, its eye like a burst jelly overflowing obscenely from a cracked and ruined eye socket that you have battered into pulp, and you are still beating into jelly. But your eyes are not looking at your work, they're looking back at you, smiling, smiling.
Oh, and I try and pull away from the mirror?
Yes. Go ahead and roll sanity for me.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Oh. Well, I failed that one. That's an 83 over 50. I think that's appropriate.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah, that's 2 points of sanity loss for you, Anna St. Clair.
Okay.
And the one last thing I'll tell you as you recoil from the mirror is that throughout all that, the joy on your face as you crushed this person into powder beneath you, your croquet mallet made crimson with their blood and brain, that there was palpably a figure behind you, approving, encouraging.
As I pull away from the mirror, my hand is red from gripping my croquet mallet so tightly, tears silently coming out of my eyes, but a smile on my face as I pull away.
Can I do a psychology check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. My psychology is 55. Rolling, I got a 68. She looks fine.
You notice something else, though. When you look at Anna, you kind of do a little double take. Because, like, God, there's something about her. Anna St. Clair, lose 1 point of constitution, gain 1 point in appearance.
Whoa! Oh, no. Interesting.
I must say, Miss Sinclair, the dim lighting in this room does wonders for your complexion.
Thank you.
Yes, how your tears sparkle beautifully on your glistening cheeks.
I wipe them off.
You seem quite moved, Miss St. Clair.
I think we should cover the mirror back up.
Cover it.
Yes.
If you wish, of course. And he throws the velvet over the mirror on the table. Although I'm looking about my house here, I think I might put it out there in the main hall.
Oh, well, I think before you even go as far as trying to work out where to mount it, we've seen the effect that it's had here on Miss Sinclair, just gazing into it. I think what your little soiree needs, perhaps, is, I believe, what the Americans refer to as a séance?
Oh, Mr. Bastian, you are wicked. Yes, I think that's precisely what we need. How deliciously theatrical. Yes, yes.
Ya vienen los touchdowns. ¿Estás listo? Esta temporada de la NFL convierte las jugadas grandes en premios con DraftKings Sportsbook, un socio oficial de apuestas deportivas de la NFL. Descarga la app de DraftKings Sportsbook y usa el código HEART. Ese es el código HEART para recibir $200 en bonus bets al instante cuando hagas tu primera apuesta de $5. En colaboración con DraftKings, la corona es tuya. ¿Problemas con el juego? Llama al 1-800-GAMBLER. En Nueva York, llama al 877-8-HOPE-NY o envía un mensaje de texto con la palabra HOPE-NY al 467-369. En Connecticut, hay ayuda disponible para problemas con el juego. Llama al 888-789-7777 o visita ccpg.org. Juega responsablemente. En nombre de Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. Debe ser mayor de 21 años. Pueden aplicarse cargos en Illinois. La elegibilidad varía según la jurisdicción. No válido en Ontario. Las apuestas de bono son de un solo uso. La apuesta no se incluye en las ganancias y caducan después de ser otorgadas. La oferta finaliza el 29 de septiembre 2025 a las 11:59 p.m. hora del este. Los términos en DraftKings.com/sportsbook/promos.
Life is unpredictable, but how you prepare for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. Whether to cover debts and routine expenses or even invest the money and earn interest over time. With Policy Genius, finding and buying life insurance is simple. You can compare quotes from top insurers and could find coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Plus, they offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. It's an easy way to feel good about and plan for the future. No wonder Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com to compare top-rated life insurance policies, get your lowest quote, and make a smart move in under 10 minutes. That's PolicyGenius.com.
G'day USA, it's Tony here from the Tony and Ryan podcast. My best mate and I, we make a podcast together every day, daily laughs, but you don't have to take our word for it.
Ali listens to the show from North Carolina. Why should other people in the US listen to this podcast?
They're just going to make you laugh your ass off and make you be a better person, start your day off better, end your day off better. Whenever you listen to the podcast, you're just going to fall in love.
Oh, well, no one's ever said anything that nice before, so I love it.
I love it too. Listen to Tony and Ryan.
Thanks so much for listening to Push the Roll with Ross Bryant, an Ain't Slayed Nobody production. You can follow me on Instagram at RossBB, and if you enjoyed the show and want to shape future episodes, join us over on Patreon at Ain't Slayed Nobody. Find us at patreon.com/Ain't Slayed. Subscribe, submit your title ideas, and help decide where our next roll takes us. Catch you next time.